let's get the elephant in the room addressed. So the number one question in multiple forms and varieties and everything is you and Terrence Crawford. People want to know why you haven't initiated the mandatory status, what's going on. The rumor is $1 million. Would you take $1 million? So I think just an update on that situation from you might be helpful.
Not taking $1 million.
Okay, fair enough.
I did the best I could to send a message to Bob Arum, and I also know people who know Bob, and I told them, tell Mr. Arum, I don't mean any disrespect, and I know that he doesn't. You're gonna lowball me, and don't do it. If you feel that that's the way you get out of fighting me, that's weak. Don't do it. However, if you want to make the fight happen, don't lowball me. I'm worth more than $1 million. F $1 million. I'm gonna keep it as clean as possible, but I'm not fighting Terrence Crawford for $1 million. This is gonna be fight of the year, or definitely a candidate for fight of the year. There's no doubt. I know who I am and I know what I can do.
Fun with Jake Paul a couple of weeks ago. Seems like he was calling me out and he made an offer to my management and things like that. And now we find out that he's fighting Ben Askren. Do you know what I think? Well, I'm hearing different sources. I'm hearing different things, pardon me, from multiple sources. Some are saying that he is, some saying that he's not, some are saying that Chael, who broke the story, is completely inaccurate. Love Chael, but that's just what I heard from another source. I'm hearing that Jake Paul has many, many different representatives, so it's hard to know what's correct. Here's how I feel, Lewis. I've just been used. I've been used, abused, chewed up, spat out. You know what I mean? They just used me to get some clout, Lewis. They said, I know, let's put an offer in with Bisping. You know he'll take it. And but they had no intention of taking it, you see, Lewis. They didn't want to fight me. They knew he'd get his ass kicked. So they picked a Ben Askren. That's what's going on here. God damn these people.
I have also heard mixed reports. So I read that he's fighting Ben Askren in March. But then Ben Askren puts out a video today. You might even pull up the video for a second. I think it's on his Twitter. And he was like, yeah, this guy's gone dark and he's not returning and it's a similar thing to you. They put in an offer to you. You accepted. You know what I'm saying? Connor wasn't accepting whatever it was. I guess Dylan Dennis, wasn't going to be ready at that time.
Hold on. I never accepted. I accepted for a certain number. They offered us one number. We rebutted with another number. They met us in the middle, and we have held firm at our number. And it's a big number. And if they come back and they give us that number, then it's a yes. But let's take a look at what Ben Askren has to say.
So let me give you a little recap of this situation. I'm retired, coaching wrestling, doing some podcasts, buying some Bitcoin, enjoying life.
Sounds like Bisping.
I don't really want to fight anybody. So in November, this jabroni, Jake Paul, calls me out, puts him a poster with my name. Haha. It's kind of funny. Whatever, right? No big deal. Well, then a couple weeks later, get a couple texts. Then a week after that, I get some calls and I get an offer. Okay, this guy really wants to fight. Am I opposed to making some easy money, beating up a YouTuber? Of course I'm not, right? So what do? Sure, Jacob, I'll fight you, no problem. I accept publicly on Twitter, nonetheless. Since then, Jacob's went silent. Jacob's kind of a coward. Sorry, guys. Don't think the fight's happening.
Know that look out for the call out after I beat Luke Campbell.
Oh, Devin Haney?
Fuck Devin Haney. I ain't chasing mandatories. I'm chasing legacy. I'm chasing Tank. Tank is a legacy fight. I'm not. Devin Haney is a mandatory fight, and Teofimo, they're mandatory fights. But I want the legacy fight, so I'm going after Tank Davis. But you already knew that. You said Devin just to mention Devin. You're a Devin fan.
I do love Devin. Go ahead. I love all you young guys, man.
I'm just kidding. I really like Devin. I think Devin is probably one of my favorite fighters in the lightweight division, and I've been knowing him for a while, so I got nothing but respect for Devin. I just like messing around. But I definitely want to fight Tank Davis next. Devin I will fight Devin. There's no doubt. I'm fighting everybody. I don't care. You see, I'm fighting Luke Campbell, a real 135-pounder. in my class, in my division, there's not one 135 pounder other than, I mean, I wouldn't even consider, everybody doesn't get that. To me, Lomachenko, that 135, to me, I'm not impressed by that. I'm not impressed. Like, Lomachenko's 126. To me, Teofimo got to fight me. He got to fight Devin. He got to fight Gervonta to be considered the best 135 pounder. You're not the best because you beat a 126 pounder, in my opinion. In my heart, you're not the best at the 130. How can you consider him being the best at 135? Who did Lomachenko beat? He beat Luke Campbell. I mean,
like, Pedraza.
Yeah,
fighters.
But
very good fighters.
Are you sure about that? Like, are they young? Yeah, but are they of the talent? You know what I mean? I see Lomachenko's good, right? But at that weight, he don't got the speed. He don't got the explosion. He don't got the He could control people at his weight class, 130, 126, because that's him. But to me, he's not a Manny Pacquiao that could carry that weight. And that, you got to be a legend to go up those weight classes. You got to be a winner. Or Canelo, you know what I mean? So the world will see that I'm going to take on the best fighters. I'm going to take on the people that they do not want to fight. They don't want to fight Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a destroyer. Tank Davis is a bear. Tank Davis goes in there and knocks you out. I'm going to fight him, and I'm going to beat him. So they'll see soon.
Step up, big age difference, 22-year-old Garcia, 33-year-old Campbell, big experience difference, as it would suggest. Campbell's been in world title fights. Campbell's even won a vacant world title. But also, Campbell has lost 3 times. And those 3 losses were in title fights to the best opposition. One of them he revenged, Mendy. He revenged. But the other 2, obviously Lomachenko, great fighter, and the other one was to Linares. Yep. And so Campbell, that's, again, we put the X-ray machine on stuff when we put it out there. He's lost 3 times. Those 3 fights represent the 3 best fighters, world-class, next-step fighters that he's ever fought. And so those 3 losses represent every time he stepped up, every time he was in that high caliber.
One thing, Teddy, to point out with Linares, it was a split decision loss, and like you said, he avenged the Mendy loss. Only the Lomachenko was like a one-sided.
Yeah, but see, you just gave me something. You're right, but it's kind of like you just showed me 3 of a kind. I'm gonna show you a full house. I'm going to match your 3 of kind, and I'm going to say, here's my full house. My full house is he's also been dropped in all those 3 fights. Every one of those fights, he got dropped. So every time he stepped up to that level, he got dropped and he lost. Yes, split decision, but he lost and he got dropped. All I'm saying is, again, I'm putting the CAT scan on it, where I'm giving the fans everything out there to evaluate. And it's still a big step up for the 22-year-old against the 33-year-old who's never been in with that kind of competition. Campbell knows he belongs. This guy doesn't know yet. He thinks he knows, but until you actually do it in the ring, you don't really know. That's a big difference. That's what experience is all about. That's what going to the next level is really the most difficult part of it, is that, the unknown.